Dag lieve mensen van mijn kanaal. Ik ben echt ontzettend stom geweest. Oké, ik was een aflevering van Valorant aan het opnemen. Ten eerste had ik echt, want het was een groot gevecht. Ik had ontzettend veel lag en alles. En het was zeg maar op aansluiting van de vorige video. Ik moest namelijk Sins gaan bevrijden. En dat heb ik geprobeerd. Maar ik was een beetje stom en ik had dus echt oprecht geen idee op wie ik nou moest schieten. Want de Brotherhood of Steel kwam zich ermee bemoeien. Uiteindelijk heb ik op iedereen geschoten. Was mijn game helemaal in de war. De Institute was boos dat ik Sins heb neergeschoten. En dat ik met de Railroad sidde. De Railroad was boos dat ik de Brotherhood of Steel heb weet ik veel wat allemaal. Het ging in ieder geval helemaal mis. En de quest heeft zichzelf wel verder ontwikkeld, maar er was verder helemaal niks te zien. En ik heb het echt voor niks opgenomen. Dus dit is een beetje een random intro. Maar jullie gaan nu kijken naar wat er zeg maar daarna komt. Het is voornamelijk dialoog in deze aflevering. Het is eigenlijk een beetje een extra video, want er gebeurt niet zo heel veel. Maar er is wel hele belangrijke informatie. We komen iets over Sean te weten, wat gewoon echt verschrikkelijk is. En daarna gaat het gewoon weer verder. En ik heb mijn opnames, als het goed is, ook weer gefixt. Zodat ik de battles en dergelijke ook zonder lag kan doen. Dus ja, blijf kijken. En dan zullen jullie de volgende plot twist gaan meemaken. Nog één laatste disclaimer. Het gezicht van Sean in dit stukje is heel slecht te zien. Omdat ik vergeten was om het lichtje van mijn Pip-Boy aan te doen. Dus jullie zitten een beetje in het donker te staren. Maar geniet vooral van mijn hoofd. Is ook leuk. Doei.
Hier is vader. Wat doet hij hier nou weer? Wat doet Sean hier?
Son?
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
Verdomme. Oké. Dat was mijn broer. Oké, it's not so bad.
It's not so bad, really. People manage.
Perhaps. But at a cost too great to be worth it.
Nee.
Standing here.
Hij lult.
I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland.
Ach, joh, je
I
moet je
know
mond
that to you
houden,
I was
vader.
kidnapped from that
Kan ik
vault.
even mijn lichtje aandoen?
In truth, the Institute rescued me.
Nee.
Both of us, really.
Kellogg called me the backup.
Did he? Well, he was correct. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all
Hij heeft
this.
mij
To
vrijgelaten.
not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out?
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you? As it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
This is science to you. It's pathetic. All of it.
I'm sorry you see it that way. Perhaps in time you'll see it differently. Soon, I hope. I hope you'll understand. Everything I've done has been for the future. A future which I hope is not in jeopardy after recent events. Bunker Hill did not go well for us. Would you care to explain what happened?
We were totally ambushed. They were waiting for us.
You can imagine that I find that very hard to believe, given that all the intelligence leading up to this indicated we'd taken them by surprise. Bunker Hill was to cement your place as a valuable asset to the Institute. It will now only raise suspicions. And to see the Brotherhood of Steel involved in this? They had no way of knowing what was going on. I will refrain from sharing the outcome with the Directorate for the moment. Things are already in motion that this would only derail. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Ik hoop dat die gasten klaar zijn, want ik ben busted. Ik ben echt busted. Ze hebben doorgehad dat ik de railroad heb ingelicht. We hebben het wel goed gedaan. Dit is alles wat we hoefden te doen.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs.
Oké, we gaan nu
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
met die mensen praten. Ik ben benieuwd waar dit verder heen gaat. Continue working with father. Dat is alles wat we moesten doen. Oh god. Waar moeten we heen? Oh, nee, ik wil naar bioscience. Ik denk dat we weer naar boven moeten. As always. Vast hierheen. Ja. Oké.
A clean and healthy work environment is essential to maximum productivity.
Als jij het zegt, joh. Dit is toch vader zijn kantoortje. Oh, hier is die.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is she doing here?
I will address that
Moet je
issue.
bek houden.
But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes,
Okay.
Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
I don't think so.
It's all right. I wouldn't expect you to have. The project has been classified from the beginning. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
Sacrifices?
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Can you tell me more about this reactor?
Certainly. It was originally built for the Commonwealth Institute of Technology before the war, but was only for testing. Over the years, we've advanced the technology, made a great many improvements, and are finally nearly ready to activate it. The reactor is close to
Dit is
ready,
niet goed.
but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ayo.
Oh, in de war.
Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I am not overly fond of putting my own mother in harm's way, she has proven more than capable of handling herself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't be
Please,
serious.
everyone, please, I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
You're dying?
I'm afraid so. A very aggressive form of cancer. Believe me when I say we've done everything we can. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my mother as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really?
Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? She isn't one of us. She isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my mother has already proven herself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
The fuck, dude? Are you kidding me?
Right here.
Ik ben nu... Oh god. Ik heb zo lang gezocht naar mijn zoon. En vervolgens kom ik erachter dat hij stervende is. Omdat hij kanker heeft. En nou ben ik een keer aangewezen leider voor de fucking instituut. Wat is dit nou weer? Are you serious, Sean? What the hell?
Let your surroundings be a reminder of what science and willpower can accomplish.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry, Mother. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
What would it mean to be in charge?
Most divisions of the Institute are fairly autonomous, perfectly capable of functioning without intervention. Where those divisions interact, however,
ik wil niet die instituut leiden. Waar gaat dit heen?
Directorate in setting policy, resolving disputes, and the like.
Is dit het einde of je daarvoor kiest of niet?
And the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead, for all of us, but for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
I need some details here. I have no idea what I'm getting into.
Of course, that's why we're talking. Otherwise, you'd be up top already. Recent events have upset our timetable. Getting the reactor online has become our #1 priority. It needs to... We're going to have to cut some corners. I'm not thrilled, but it means you're going to the mass fusion building to acquire a beryllium agitator for us.
Right?
Okay.
Consider it done.
I'll consider it done when I've got it in my...
You're going? That complicates things.
Not really, no. I admit I'm not fond of going up top, but I promise to stay up. This device we're after? It's very sensitive equipment, and it's pretty damn old. It's not that I don't trust you. So, are you gonna put up a stink, or can we get moving?
Sounds good. I'd appreciate the company.
Not as much as I'd appreciate coming back in one piece. I don't like going above ground, but here we are, with our Not to put more pressure on you, but we have to move quickly on this. Word is, we don't want them getting the agitator before we do. Head on up to the relay, and I'll meet you there.
Ik vind het vaag, maar zodra er weer schot in het verhaal zit, dan zal ik weer een nieuwe aflevering voor jullie opnemen, want ik vind het nu allemaal een beetje vaag. Ik bedank jullie heel erg voor het kijken naar deze aflevering. Doe even een duimpje omhoog als je hem leuk vond. Volg mij ook op Twitter en op Instagram. Linkjes staan in de beschrijving. En ik zie jullie de volgende keer weer. Doei doei. En als Nick niet kan zwemmen, dan heeft hij pech.
Took a dive with a swan.
Wat is dat?
Out in the comments with nothing on.
Doei.
The mutant stopped to save her. All my bad behavior, it's all in a day's work. And you're a good neighbor.
Ik heb oprecht mijn Fatman nodig.